Continuing on our episodes of alternative training methods, this week I'm joined by Michelle Meth and we're talking Pilates. Michelle, thanks for joining us.
Thanks for having me.
So for those that don't know too much about Pilates, I think the misconception out there is that it's mainly for females.
It's definitely not just for females. I know there's this misconception that it's for bored housewives. A lot of athletes use it, professionals, golfers, rugby players.
Give us a bit of background on where it started and how it got to where it is today.
Pilates started with Joseph Pilates, so all the soldiers in the war that were injured, he rehabilitated them with Pilates. So the beds in the hospitals, he transformed it with pulleys and springs, and they just used that to exercise and get back to fighting form.
In terms of Pilates itself, what do you do in terms of rehab?
So we'll work on the stabilizing muscles because conventional gym works on the larger muscles. Here we work from the smaller muscles outwards in a more controlled manner. So in gym, often the guys will overload their muscles with weights, and this is what results in the injuries. So we use your body weight, and we use springs, and that's so you start from the inside and you work outwards, from the smaller muscles to the larger muscles.
So one thing that a lot of people don't do, and I'm definitely one that's guilty of it, is enough stretching. That's obviously something you focus on in Pilates.
If you want injury prevention, you need to stretch. I can't emphasize enough how important stretching is. So a lot of guys just focus on the weight training, which makes your muscles more and more tight. So the tighter your muscle gets, so this will snap really easily. But if you stretch your muscles, they become more supple, and then it takes a lot longer for your muscle to be injured. So Pilates is a marriage between strength and flexibility. So just as much as you're focusing on the strength of the muscle, you'll also focus on the flexibility of the muscle.
And there's been a lot of guys actually now at the moment that have moved to Pilates. I think Sylvester Stallone put out a post of doing Pilates. You trained Dricus du Plessis, who's a two-time MMA champion. You've done quite a few boxes as well. I think give the guys a bit of a feel out there of who's actually doing things like Pilates.
Dricus is really strong. I'm so surprised. He's actually probably one of the strongest clients I have. And it's frustrating for me because no matter what I put him through, he just comes up tops, which is really annoying, Dricus. But yeah, I think also it focuses on balance. So I think if you're an MMA fighter, it's important to add either Pilates or yoga to your training. I've also focused on some boxers, dancers, gymnasts. Some of my younger clients that are gymnasts, they also benefit from Pilates.
So what can people expect when they come in for a Pilates session?
So there's a lot of core work, a lot of stretching, lots of flexibility. Use your own body weight. You can expect not to get bulky muscle, but you'll gain strength at the same time. So like I said, Pilates is a marriage of strength and flexibility. So you'll loosen up a lot, you'll gain core strength, you'll tone. It's also for fat loss. A lot of people think it's not for fat loss, but it is for fat loss. And you'll get lengthened muscle. You won't get that bulky muscle that you get from your conventional weight training.
And for those that want to come through for a session, where can they find you?
They can either DM me on Michelle Meth 1 or my telephone number. Am I allowed to give that up?
Leave that there.